Hey, what's up everybody? Steve with the Penguin Outdoors YouTube channel. And today I want to talk about something that it just seems like kayak anglers do not want to talk about. You know, we turn on the camera and we talk about what fishing rod we're using, what reel, what lure, how we're fishing a body of water, our kayak. We talk about all these things, but you know what we don't talk about? Our safety kit. And quite honestly, there's an alarming number of you that are out fishing in your kayaks that don't even have a safety kit or any kind of a plan for an emergency whatsoever. But in this relatively short video, I just want to show you the stuff that I carry all the time in my kayak. I always make sure there's room for these things. And I can tell you, actually, so this is my primary first aid kit box. I don't know if you can tell on camera, but there's a lot of discoloration on this thing. That's my blood. I have bled all over this case. Now, this case originally came as a first aid kit from Angler Aid. As far as I can tell, they went out of business, which is a bummer because I love this case. I've been using it for years now. I think I was one of their first customers, and I wrote to them actually looking to do some possible affiliate work and never heard anything back. And when I got to digging into it, looked like they might be out of business. So that's a sad day, but let's talk about the stuff I carry. We're actually going to get into the kit last. So, at a minimum, I have these things. I've got a flare. I actually don't normally carry a flare, or at least I didn't used to. And this one is technically expired. No, it's not. You know, so, long story short, Steve Lehman from Camo, if you're watching, hi. He was giving this away at one of our events because he was giving away expired flares. It doesn't expire until November of 2025. So score, because I thought it was expired, but hopefully I never need it, but I carry the flare. I've got an extra headlamp. I have a headlamp that I always take with me out fishing, but this is an extra one that just always stays in the hatch. Yes, it's charged. I check it. Then I have a kit. I call this my tool kit, okay? I'm not emptying it because some of this is a pain to get back in there. But here's a couple of things I can tell you right off that are always in this kit. I've got zip ties. I've got a wrench that matches my prop nut. I've got a spare prop nut and washer. I've got a spare shear pin for my prop. I've got fuses for the FPV system. I've got Allen keys that fit just about everything on this kayak. I've got hose clamps. I've got a striker for making fire. What else is in here? I know there's something else. No, I think that's it. I think I covered it all. I've got not one, but two glow sticks. This mini bottle of water, I don't have any idea where I got this from because I don't buy small bottles of water, but it's really compact, and if you can tell, it's very gross looking, and that's because it just lives in the front hatch of the Pro Angler. I always take water on the water. Whoa, that one, my brain took a second to process that one. I always take water out on the water, always, but just in case, I got an extra mini bottle that lives up in the hatch. I got 3 carabiners, which actually need to go in my hardware bag. Never know when you're going to need a carabiner. Jason Morris, also from Camo, needed one during our Battle of Brookfield event. And I searched all through my kayak. And I was like, man, I normally carry carabiners. I can't find one, man. I'm sorry. And then after the event, I was cleaning some stuff up and I found them in the bottom of my kayak crate. So wherever you put your stuff, be consistent. Because I could have found these in 2 seconds for Jason If they were in the hatch where they normally are, they'll now be in the hatch in the hardware kit. So let's talk about the first aid kit, which is the primary reason we're here. Oh, also, we're talking about safety. So real quick, always wear your dang PFD. There's no reason not to wear a PFD. And inside your PFD, get yourself a whistle. You should always have a whistle inside your PFD. I've got a whistle inside my PFD, and I've got a diving knife that mounts to my PFD. That way there's always a knife and a whistle on my person. And my phone. My phone tethers to the inside of my PFD. All right, let's talk about the first aid kit. Now, I am not going to crack this bad boy open because it's a real pain to close. But I'm going to tell you what's in it. Now, this is a waterproof case, which is why, man, I really love this case. I do. It's very durable. This has been through 4 or 5 kayaks. It has been used many times. The time I remember using it most vividly was at Truman Lake last year. Christian had fallen in the lake and was back at the campsite getting changed because it was early April and it was cold. And I cut my fingers open trying to fix my Yak Attack Visi pole. It had gotten cracked while I was rescuing Christian, and I was cutting off the broken part. And for who knows what reason, I was cutting towards myself like I always do. And I think I even looked at the camera and was like, I'm going to cut myself. And then I did. And that's where a lot of the blood on it came from. But let's talk about what I keep in here. Now, this is subject to change because I actually just redid the kit today, which is what inspired this video. And I'm going to take the kit and this list to my girlfriend tomorrow, who's a nurse, and something tells me she's going to change this around. So if this changes, I'll put this packing list in the description down below. And if she updates it, I will update it. And I'll make sure to put in there, Nurse Kelly has updated the list to this. So I'm just going to run through this because I don't want to bore y'all reading this off, but I'm going to, okay? I've got a wilderness survival guide, a first aid kit, a knife, pair of tweezers, a multi-tool, trauma shears, a whistle, a Sharpie, emergency wire saw, a mirror, like a signaling mirror, a CPR mask, an emergency blanket, super glue. I use that a lot. a lot. Always have super glue. Q-tips, cotton balls, safety pins, electrical tape, medical tape, COBAND, wooden tongue depressors. They're great for making a splint if you need one. DIPHEN, which, if I'm pronouncing that right, IBUPROPHEN, ASPRIN. I've got this spray that came with the Angler Aid kit that works for bug stings, fish spikes, burns. It is awesome stuff. And I'm going to have to try and figure out who made it for him because I'm going to need more of it. Elastic bandages. I have several of those in different sizes. Alcohol-free wipes, alcohol prep wipes, antiseptic wipes, small band-aids, standard band-aids, knuckle band-aids, fingertip band-aids, X-shaped band-aids, dressings, adhesive wound dressings, and iPads. Not the kind of iPad your kid likes to play on. It's the kind you put on your face if you poke your eye out. So, that is a minimum amount of the safety stuff I carry in my kayak on the water. Look, y'all, I know it's a boring topic, and we don't like to think about it, but shit happens, okay? And every year, there are stories of anglers out on the water who have died or come very close to dying because they just quite simply weren't prepared for the emergency situations that arose. Whether they weren't wearing a life jacket, they didn't have a whistle, their cell phone wasn't charged, they didn't have a knife, they didn't have bandages, whatever it was, they weren't prepared. And I know we're fishing out of kayaks and space is very limited, and I'm blessed to have a big kayak with the Pro Angler. But I will tell you right now, I carried this stuff even in like my old Sun Dolphin. I've always found a way to carry this stuff with me because I'm accident prone. But you can only plan for so much. You can't plan for everything. But this is basic stuff. And if you're out on the water, I hope that you have it with you. And if you're out on the water and an emergency arises, use your fellow anglers, okay? If you see me, you know what I'm packing. If you need something, let me know. I'm going to be there. I hope that all the other anglers would do that for you. And I appreciate you tolerating this boring subject video shot very quickly in my garage. But I had all this stuff out because I was kind of going through it and making sure everything was where it was supposed to be. So I figured I'd bring you guys along for the ride. If I helped you today, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and check out my channel page because I've got a lot of videos. I've been doing this for 4 years now, and I'm really starting to stack up the content. So check that stuff out. Leave me a subscribe, drop a comment down below, and we'll see you guys on the water. Tight lines.